Mission trips and why they are important. Mission trips are extremely important to local communities in the countries as well as the local economy. In 2017, I went on a mission trip to Nicaragua to help build wells in the developing cities of La Chuscada and Chinandega. Mission trips in impoverished countries are very important due to lack of resources and, in Nicaragua's case, lack of government assistance. Without the resources that the mission trips bring to the communities, they may not have food or clean water or housing. A short-term mission trip is any trip taken for less than a month to do service in a place of need. There are also long-term mission trips that take place for more than a month, and usually they are focused around one skill. A mission trip doesn't necessarily have to be through a church or religious organization. The mission trip I went on to Nicaragua but I also went on a mission trip to Italy that was through my school. There are a few different types of mission trips that all have separate primary goals. For both mission trips I went on, the primary goal was to build wells in schools, so it was service-based. Another type of mission trip is skill-based. A mission trip like this is centered around one specific skill-based activity. Another is care-based. This type is to handle benevolence activities. The last type of mission trip is Christ-based. This type of mission trip is used to spread the word of Christ. In Figure 1, you can see a photo of my grandma, my cousin, and I with the girl we sponsor in Nicaragua. Her name is Maria. We sponsor her schooling as well as the everyday needs she may encounter. Mission trips are a large sacrifice of not only time but also a substantial amount of money from the communities of the people going on these trips. According to Linhart's estimates, in 2005, nearly 250,000 middle school and high school students spent over $100 million in 2003 to participate in short-term mission trips, having the expectation of substantial benefits from the experience. A point the article Things No One Tells You About Going on Short-Term Mission Trips brought up is poverty looks different than expected. In these countries, people may have nothing, but they still can be their happiest selves. And in my experience, they were. In the United States, many people hide their unhappiness behind material things, but a main thing a mission trip will teach you is without happiness and selflessness, you are poorer than they could ever be. In Figure 2, this is a picture of a family I went on a home visit to meet. This family showed me that poverty isn't lack of having things, it is depression and loneliness and not having anyone to call your friends or family. They made a huge impact on my life. A reason why so many people go on mission trips is personal gain, and I think that's why they are seen as not valuable to the countries. This is not an accurate perception though, because the countries benefit more from the missions than any personal gain spiritually or emotionally. The main personal gain people receive is personal connections to people in the countries, which makes the people in the missions more compassionate for these locals and may make them want to go back, or some materials. Also, the locals in these countries benefit greatly from the personal connections as well. Another big thing mission trips do is they change comfort zones on both sides. Beyond the service and kind deeds, you genuinely have to immerse yourself in the culture, and same for the locals meeting you. A huge part of my mission trip was locals trying to learn English. We would begin a conversation with them in Spanish, and they would ask if they could practice their English, and we would help them correct grammar, and this was a huge benefit to them. Some of the best jobs in Nicaragua go to teleservice callers who can speak English. The main reason why some mission trips get a bad reputation for not being meaningful is because some aren't utilized to the best of their ability, and it is hard to sustain things in countries where there is lack of government support. In Nicaragua, for example, Amigos for Christ is the main nonprofit that does mission work. Their main focus is sustainability after they leave the site. This means when they build a school or well, they want it to last when they leave. An accomplishment they made is sustainability by checking every single site at least once a month. Also by teaching the community not only how to care for the school or well, but also to be caring for it. Another reason they get a bad reputation is because the type of people going on mission trips isn't very diverse. There's a stereotype on people who go on mission trips, and it's usually wealthy Caucasian Americans who, in some circumstances, want to feel better about themselves. So they go on mission trips to think they're providing some type of help. And this stereotype is completely incorrect. I know firsthand what mission trips can do for the people in these countries, and it impacts them greatly along with the people going on the trips. In conclusion, mission trips are overall very beneficial to communities as well as to the people going on them. The 4 types of mission trips are all very important and useful in different regions. My mission trips were a huge impact on me, and they were also a huge time commitment and money commitment. The economy in the countries greatly affected these missions. Poverty isn't always what is shown on the surface. There is a huge personal gain emotionally to going on mission trips, and this can also bring people out of their comfort zones by immersing themselves in cultures on both sides. Mission trips can get a bad reputation sometimes for lack of sustainability, but this is a factor largely being worked on throughout many organizations that send missions.